here is a new shipment of Dainichi yellow monkey. Sorry, I shouldn't say botan. I think they're just yellow monkey. Basically, they're just Ginrin Karashi wine. I'm gonna let them get adjusted to the temperature in the bag, and then what I'll do is put them in a bin and throw some potassium permanganate in there to kind of wash them out and toss them in the pond. They should be okay. They're full of Ginrin, so I'm really hopeful. I'm glad that I was able to get them at this time of the year because I'll be able to kind of slowly grow them out, and hopefully by this time next year they'll be at least 20 inches each, if not longer. So normally when I introduce new fish, I don't like to throw the whole bag of, the water from the dealer or from the shipping location all the way from Japan or somewhere, and I don't want to throw that straight into my pond. So I prepare a smaller bucket and I'm going to throw the fish from the bag into here, and then from here I transfer it out to the blue bin, because that bin will have potassium permanganate, which I use to kind of just give them a wash. It's not the most ideal quarantine condition. Like, honestly, I need to set up a proper quarantine facility, but I scope my fish and I test my water often, so I feel like this method is sufficient for now. But yes, a proper quarantine will probably be like 2-3 weeks, and treat it with multiple type of medication. I'm hoping that the potassium permanganate wash will be sufficient. I think I have done that in the past and never had issues, so I think this is pretty decent. So I'm gonna go ahead and transfer them in slowly. They look about 5 to 7 inches. I'm liking the Ginrin coverage. Very nice and full. Still kind of difficult to tell. We'll see how they are, in the summer, but body-wise, they look great. Super healthy. I can see some here that already looks a lot bigger than others, much thicker. Alright, so the next step is putting some potassium permanganate inside that blue bin, and then we're gonna wash them and dump everything in. Now, if you look at the labeling on the spoon, you'll see that it's 1/8 of a cup and 30 milliliters, so that's 30 grams. And I put in just a little pinch of it, you see? And this is way more than, well, this is more than what's needed, but with this stuff, what I'll do is I'll put it in very briefly and let the fish sit in, and then I dump it into the pond. I don't want to keep them in here for too long because they're going to get agitated and it's going to do more harm than good. But if you have never used potassium permanganate, do some reading, make sure you do some measurement, have some experience with it. Don't just blindly do this without reading it up on it and seeing what it could cause, what it can do. One mistake and you will wipe out your entire pond easily. So this is all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mix it in, and you're gonna see how strong this stuff is. So here we go. You see that? I'm gonna mix it in. It's gonna swirl around. Just let it sit in the water, and then this bin's gonna be completely purple, just like that. Then I'm gonna put the fish in, and they're gonna get a little agitated. And after this, or you'll notice that they'll get agitated. And then after, a minute or two, I'm gonna throw everything into the pond, because this potassium permanganate also kind of treats some of the stuff in the pond anyway. So this is how I'm gonna do it. All right, just like that. So let's see, we got a bin over here. There's a bin full of baby fish. All right, here we go. Gonna do this and give them this one. You know, I'm gonna have to put the phone down and do this so that they all get in at the same time. This is, I don't want to spend too much time inside. Okay, so this looks kind of scary, right? The water is like deep purple or red. Got a really deep velvet red color. And all the fish, doesn't matter what color they look like on the outside, when they come in, they all got the same tint. They all look just like that. Now if you leave them here too long, they're gonna die, of course. So I'm gonna keep watching them, and then when I start seeing signs of agitation, like they'll probably like jump around or flop around for a little bit, and then when they look agitated, that's when I know they've gotten enough. This potassium permanganate treatment, like doing it like this, it will do some minor damage to the tissue of the skin and the outside, but it should be able to heal up quite quickly within the next day or so. I'm gonna see if we can watch and notice anything different. Right now they look kind of calm, swimming, everything seems to be okay. I wish I had received a shipment during the day so this looks nicer, but you know, sometimes it just takes so long to get shipment through the airport. I'm also recording because there's a timer on the video which tells me how long it's been in. I'm probably just gonna let them go for another minute before I release them. So that would mean about 3 minutes for this whole process of dipping them. Another alternative that I've seen people do is use a salt dip. So they put high concentration of salt and just throw the fish in there and just, you know, put them in for a few minutes like this. But I'm opting for this stuff because I think this stuff is more potent than salt, and it can probably kill more stuff if there's possibly anything on the body and the skin. Alright, so we're at about 2 minutes and 45 seconds. So another 15 seconds. Alright, so that's about 3 minutes. I think I'm comfortable with letting them go now. So I'm gonna just, since this is water straight from the pond and this is just potassium permanganate, it's a small amount, so it's not gonna do damage to the pond. I'm gonna go ahead and let them go. And here they go. Alright, little guys. I'm gonna be measuring them in a few months. See how they go. There we go. Alright, so they're swimming out. And they're gonna get used to the new environment. Some of the issues I've had with small fish like this is they hide between the liner flaps, which can cause issue if they stay there for too long. I had one fish that got stuck in there for like a good 2 months and I couldn't find it. And when it came out, it was super skinny, but luckily it started growing again. And I'm hoping these guys don't have that problem, but highly doubt it. They're probably gonna get in the flaps and they'll probably get inside the bottom drain and get into the filter. It's almost a guarantee. Just a matter of when. Alright, there we go. Tomorrow I'm gonna see how they do in the sunlight.